What if planning your dream trip to Italy felt as wonderful as the trip itself? In this episode, we're introducing something we poured our hearts into, the Untold Italy app, your new pocket-sized travel companion packed with our favourite places, travel tips and stories from the road.
Ciao a tutti and benvenuti to Untold Italy, the travel podcast where you go to the towns and villages, mountains and lakes, hills and coastlines of Bella Italia. Each week your host, Katy Clarke, takes you on a journey in search of magical landscapes, history, culture, wine, gelato, and of course, a whole lot of pasta. If you're dreaming of Italy and planning future adventures there, you've come to the right place.
Ciao, benvenuti everyone. Today's a very special episode. I've got some big news that we've been bursting to tell you, something that's been quietly brewing behind the scenes for quite some time now. What if planning your dream trip to Italy felt as wonderful as the trip itself? Well, now it can, because the Untold Italy app is here, and it's going to change the way you travel, explore, and experience Italy. So why an app? Let's rewind a bit. Over the years, you've written to us or engaged in our social media and community asking for recommendations, help planning, or just wondering where to even start. We've answered hundreds of emails, recorded over 260 podcast episodes, and created all kinds of online guides and services with a simple aim to help you plan your dream trip to Italy. There's quite a few places that you can go online for this information, so we're really grateful that you chose to get some of it with Untold Italy and for all of your continued support. But, there was always one missing piece, a way to bring all that trusted knowledge together in your hands right when you need it. Going on in the background, we also realised that the way people are choosing to consume information is changing. Long-form written content is becoming less popular as people look for bite-sized snippets on apps like Instagram and TikTok. So we dreamed of something beautiful and simple, something that you could use both before and during your trip, a place filled with personal tips from people who really know and love Italy, not just the big names or tourist spots, but the places that make your heart skip a beat. And that dream became the Untold Italy app. We built it with care, with our community in mind, and with our amazing team and local partners across Italy. An amazing team of mainly women from many generations who I am always thrilled to work with. Building this app has been an interesting process for me. Before I was in the content and travel industry, I worked for IBM and HP, both very well-known IT brands with enormous resources. I was in marketing, but lucky enough to work on several system rollout projects, which prepared me quite well for the app building process. Or so I thought. It turns out building an app is a lot like building a house. I know this because we're also doing that too right now. And just like building a house, there's a lot of decisions to be made that are interconnected and complex. Don't even get me started on working with Google, the App Store and Play Store. That's like a whole other language. And I wish I had those unlimited resources on tap these days that I had way back when. Anyway, I'm a pretty determined person and I've pushed through and we've created something that I'm very proud of and that I hope you're going to find useful. So what's actually in the app? Let's take a quick tour. Inside you'll find curated recommendations for places to eat, stay, shop and explore, from boutique hotels in Florence to limoncello tours in Amalfi. We've got hidden wine bars, tiny museums, artisan stores, and views that you'll never forget. Each listing is handpicked with no crowdsourced reviews or fluff, just the good stuff with context and care. There are regional guides for Italy, tips on what to eat and where, how to get around, and thoughtful itineraries to help you plan. Honestly, the transport information in itself is quite important as, my goodness, the Italian websites are absolutely terrible. I reckon about 70% of the time they do not work properly, and services like Rome to Rio and Google give some pretty average instructions. My team in Italy and I like to joke about it, but it's actually really annoying when you're trying to plan something important like a time-sensitive vacation. As an example, we spent a good amount of time explaining options to get to places on the Amalfi Coast and that area in a clear and concise way. I have 3 favourite parts of the app I especially want to share with you. The first one is our podcast episodes, which are all loaded into the app and new ones will be added there too. They're all categorised by topic, such as Rome or wine or Puglia, so you can easily find the episodes that you want quickly. They've also been loaded without the programmed ads, so you get the good stuff ASAP. Secondly, I worked with my friend Monica from Su Misura Italian Language School that you've heard on the podcast to record useful Italian phrases in her beautiful Torinese accent. So you can ask dove il bagno and other important questions in Italian with the guidance of lovely Monica and these recorded sounds. Lastly, while of course we've included the highlights from each region and major city, you'll also find an untold section of places that are off the beaten path that we know you're going to love. We also spotlight women-owned and family-run businesses because that's who we love to support. I want to be clear, however, that this is not an itinerary planning tool that pulls in all the information from the internet, including ours, and tries to map out a trip plan. There are already apps like that. And we did take a good look at those when thinking about building our app and whether that's what we wanted to create. And honestly, maybe the technology will get there one day, but it's not there yet. A good 50% of our trip planning clients come to us with AI-generated itineraries that simply do not work for a large number of reasons, but mainly due to timing and logistics. Maybe these tools work for other destinations, but for now, as so much of the Italian transport information is difficult to get accurately, it's not possible. So that functionality will be put down for future planning. Instead, we have curated recommendations and useful tools and insights from people on the ground. I hope you get the idea that this isn't just a travel guide. It's a companion, a trusted friend in your pocket, and all you need for planning your trip to Italy. So who's this app for? Honestly, if you're listening to this podcast, it's for you. It's for the trip planner who wants to get it right, the first-time visitor to Italy who is overwhelmed by options, the traveller who's been to Italy 5 times or more but still wants something new, the woman who's planning a milestone birthday trip with friends, or the couple finally taking that long-awaited dream honeymoon or adventure after their kids have flown the coop. You'll see places we've visited ourselves, spots recommended by our local partners, and ideas that you won't find in most guidebooks. When we're adding content, we always think of our most loyal listeners and clients, the ones who want boutique experiences, to avoid the crowds and love a well-organised plan. This app, totally their thing. So are you ready to explore? You can download the Untold Italy app now on the Apple App Store and Google Play. Just search for Untold Italy. Start by exploring the content we've offered for free, including our complete guide to Milan, essential travel tips, plus trip planning and packing checklists and more. Save your favourites, make a list, and let the dreaming begin. And if you like what you see, you can upgrade to the premium version, which includes Rome, Florence, Venice, the Cinque Terre, Amalfi Coast, Capri, Ischia, and the Lazio, Tuscany, and Campania regions for now. Over the coming weeks, we'll be adding all 20 regions, so by the time we reach Ferragosto and the Italian summer celebration, they'll all be there. We're not doing a subscription, it's a one-off price for the app, and this will include travel guide updates like you see for Milan for all the regions. For the first week only, we're offering the app at $14.99, that's in US dollars, until April the 4th. That's 50% off the retail price and only the cost of a few coffees, which is a small price to pay considering the cost of your trip to Italy. If you're one of our tour or trip planning clients, you'll be getting a complimentary copy, of course, so look out for instructions in your inbox. We'll be adding new content regularly, including seasonal updates, new destinations, and insider tips, and we want your feedback. Tell us what you'd love to see in the app and also what you'd like and don't like so much. In closing, we built this for you, for every traveller who's ever dreamed of getting lost down a cobblestone lane with gelato in hand. Thanks for coming along on this journey with us, and as always, your support of Untold Italy. If you're as excited as we are, head on over to the App Store now and download the Untold Italy app. Share it with a friend and let the magic begin. Next week, we're heading to a secret hidden spot between Rome and Florence, and it's not in Tuscany or Umbria. But until then, it's ciao for now. The Untold Italy podcast is an independent production. Podcast editing, audio production and website development by Mark Hatter, production assistance and content writing by the other Katy Clarke. Yes, there are 2 of us. For more information about Untold Italy, please visit untolditaly.com.